Hello students, I am Dr. Vanita. So today I will be dealing with one of the fascinating topics, which is zoogeographical regions. So there are 6 zoogeographical regions. When we happen to know what are these zoogeographical regions, these are the regions based on distinctive animal life, and this animal lives have been adapted based on the region, based on the climatic conditions and the geographical areas, and the adaptation of these animals according to the climatic conditions have been distinct, and we find different kinds of animals adapted to different zoogeographical zones. So we'll have a look at these animals which have been specific, and some are even endemic to these areas. So having a look at the different zoogeographical regions, there are 6 major regions. So starting with the first one, it is Palaearctic region. The second one is Nearctic region, Neotropical region, Oriental region, Ethiopian region, and Australian region. And when we happen to see the location of Palaearctic region, it is the regions encompassing these regions are European subregion, Mediterranean subregion, Siberian subregion, and Manchurian subregion. So as we have seen, major part of Russia, China, Europe, and the north of Africa are there in this particular region. Having a look at the fauna of Palearctic region, among the fishes we see paddle fishes of China, which are specific of this particular region. They have paddle-like areas which help them in swimming. Apart from this, some of the major fishes are suckerfish, anabas, and amphibians like Discoglossus, Hyla, salamanders like Proteus, Megalobatrachus, and tailed amphibians are important in these particular regions. And among the reptiles, we have a look at natrix, Typlops, monitor lizard, testudo are the major turtles found in this region, and then vipers. Among the birds, we have finches. So when we come across the word finches, we find Darwin's study, who has done his work based on these birds, the finches. We come across hawks, cuckoos, and crows. Among the major mammals found in this region, we have beaver dogs, hedgehogs are the animals found in this region, and then camels, deer, squirrels, moles, etc. So having a look at the first geographical region, we come to the second one. So we can have a look at natrix and Typlops, which are called as a blind snakes, and natrix. Other than that, testudo, the slide showing monitor lizard, which are very prominent lizards, the crawling lizards, which are very prominent in this particular region. So we can have a look at the hedgehog. These are the spiny anteater. The purpose of these hedgehog are they derive ants, and this snout like region helps us to pick up the ants, which are the major source of their food. Besides hawks and finches, weaver dogs can be seen here, and the moles, which are very tiny characteristics of this particular region. Coming to the second major zoogeographical region are the Nearctic region, and it comprises of California subregion, Rocky Mountain subregion, Allegheny subregion, and Canadian subregion. So as we can see, these are the regions covered with the cool areas and covered with the icy snow, and the major animals inhabiting in these regions have been adapted to the cool climatic conditions. So among the birds, we can have a look at the hummingbirds, the tiniest birds which are found in this region. Apart from that, sandpipers are found, And mammals, we find opossums are the mammals which are characteristically found. And when we know about opossums, these are the marsupials which are considered as the primitive mammals, as they have pouches which are meant for the baby which are born and which are born premature, and they are nourished in these pouches as the kangaroos. So in these regions we find opossums which are the marsupials, as we have discussed. Apart from this, we find salamanders, ambystoma, and the fishes we find garpike and paddlefish. We can have a look at the garpike. It is having a long snout characteristically of this particular region, and paddlefishes, there are a number of fins which give some sort of a appearance of the fish paddling. So besides these fishes, we can have a look at the prairie dogs characteristically found, and the polar bear found extreme North Canada, Greenland, the hummingbird, the smallest birds, and then opossum, as we have discussed, the marsupial mammals having the primitive features of the marsupial characteristics, mainly meant for holding the premature baby. The third zoogeographical region is the Neotropical region. So as you can see, Neotropical region are the regions comprising of the Chile sub-region, Brazilian sub-region, Mexican sub-region, and the West Indies sub-region. So as you can see, these are the temperate regions. The climatic conditions are the temperate rainforest, and the Amazon region having the characteristic rainforests and rich inhabitants of many animals specifically found in this region. Among them are eels. So eels are long fishes. They look like a snake, and they have very long elongated structures. They are usually found at the bottom of the ocean. And another characteristic fishes which are found are Lepidosiren. It is a South American lungfish and a very characteristic fish of this particular region. Besides this, we also have catfishes which are there, and among the birds we have American ostrich. So as we know, ostrich, these are flightless birds, and a variety of flightless birds are found in different parts of the world, and the flightless bird found in this particular region is American ostrich, called as Rhea americana. Besides this, we find pigeons with kingfishers, and then we find woodpeckers, storks, characteristic birds in this region. Among the mammals, we find armadillos, sloth bears, anteaters, and hyena, very prominent. Among the reptiles, we find alligators, which are specifically in this particular region, and alligators are not found in other parts of the world. And Neotropical region is the area where we find anaconda, the snake which just engulfs, and these are non-poisonous snakes with alligators, crocodiles, turtles, tortoises, coral snake, and pit vipers. So we can have a look at American ostrich and didelphys deer. And when we come across the third, Oriental region, so these are the region comprising of Indian subcontinent, and then Southeast Asia, China, and these regions have characteristically tropical climatic conditions, and many parts of this region have the animals adapted to these conditions, where the temperature is little hot in Southeast Asia. So when we come across the regions of China, the temperature is little cold, And the animals inhabiting these regions are rhinoceros, as we know, orangutan, very prominent in the Indian subcontinent. Besides, we find elephants, and in Southeast Asia we also find white elephants, honeyclides, woodpecker, hornbill, and then we also find Indian monitor lizard, gecko, flying lizard. So like this we find a number of rich diversity of animals found in these regions. And among the fishes we find abundant kinds of freshwater and salt fishes, like carps are the freshwater fishes and catfishes. Among the amphibians we find hyla, rana, then rhinoceros, buffalo. The buffalo are called as a toad. Among the mammals we find shrews, rabbit, orangutan, as we have discussed, and hyena. So this diversity of animals are prominently visible in Indian subcontinent, where we find mountains and deserts having a rich biodiversity in the region. Southeast Asia, where there are number of islands found, and the hot climate or the tropical areas in this region makes the adaptation of many animals in this region. After this we come across Ethiopian region. So Ethiopian region, so this is a tropical rainforest, and the zoogeographical region in this area includes parts of Africa, Arabia and Madagascar. So parts of Africa includes the west and the east and the South African with the Madagascar. So as we can have a look, we have parts of Arabia, and then Madagascar island inhabits a rich diversity, having the animals like lizards. So we'll have a look at some of the different vertebrate fauna present in this region, starting from fishes. We have the African lungfish characteristically found in this particular region. So African lungfish is called as Pteropus. Then sharks, tuna fishes, catfishes and electric fishes are present here. So these fishes, one of these fishes are African lungfish. These are some of the primitive fishes found in this particular region. Among the amphibians we find hyla, microhyla, and the tailed amphibians are absent. Caecilians are abundant. So rhinoceros, these are the different amphibians found in this region. Among the reptiles we find cobras and python. As we can see in Africa, they are having a rich biodiversity, and the number of reptiles, vipers, cobra, rattlesnakes are very prominent in this region. As we know about rattlesnake, these are snakes. You can have a look at rattlesnake. So these are the snakes which assumes the appearance of two heads, and there is some kind of a depiction of the tail as a head. So this snake makes a sound of some kind of a rattle sound. So it makes it to scare the enemies, because of which this particular snake is called as a rattlesnake. And this snake is characteristically found in the deserts, or where the temperature is very hot. And another important flightless bird is the ostrich. The characteristic feature of Africa is the ostrich, and the major flightless bird which is quite big is the ostrich. So other than this we also find gibbons, the primates which are present, gorilla which is present in the African subcontinent. And besides, we'll have a look at some more animals. This is a Rhinoceros or the tree frog. The characteristic feature of Rhinoceros is it is having the different shape of its hind limbs and the forelimbs, capable which helps the animal to stick to the surfaces of walls or trees. So this Trichophorus is also characteristic feature of inhabitants in the coastal areas and in this particular subcontinent. And flying lemur is a characteristic feature of Ethiopian subcontinent. We find this particular animal as a endemic and rarely found in other parts of the world. So we find lemur in some areas, some tropical areas, whereas in this particular area we find flying lemur, a endemic species found in this particular region. So coming to the Australian region, it consists of Australian subcontinent, Malayan region, Polynesian region, and New Zealand subregion. So we find many characteristic animals present in this particular region. Starting from the fishes, we come across Australian lungfish, which is called as ceratodus. Then scoliodons, or the shark fishes. We find mackerel, catla, anabas, sacobranchus. So these fishes are present in this particular region. And knowing about this region, this region inhabiting near the South Pole, we find varied fauna and a number of animals specifically found in this region are kiwi, as New Zealand's are also called as kiwi. As this particular birds called kiwi, also called as apteryx, the scientific name of kiwi is apteryx, are found in this particular region. And the specific feature of kiwi birds are these are flightless birds, present only in New Zealand. Apart from this, we also find another flightless bird called as drominus, and some of the other flightless birds found in Australia are the cassowaries. So we can have a look at these pictures, the kiwi birds, which are small birds and flightless birds found in New Zealand, and cassowaries is found in Australia. Besides this, we also have the primitive mammalian characteristic features found in platypus. So platypus are the mammals found in Australia, and these are the only mammals which gives eggs. So these are the egg laying mammals, platypus, found in this particular region. Coming to some more characteristic features of mammals, as we know, kangaroos are the popular marsupial animals found in this region. As we can know about the kangaroos having marsupial pouches specifically designed for the premature babies, for the nurture and nourishment of the kangaroo babies in their pouches. So marsupials are the original animals found in Australian subcontinent, where kangaroos are present. In addition, duck-billed platypus or the egg-laying mammals specifically found in this region. Then we find spiny anteater or echidna found in this region. So as you can see, the more specific animals and birds are confined to this region and not found in other parts of the region. And when we have a look at the reptiles, we find monitor lizard, we find calutus, chameleon, and among the tortoise we find testudo, and sphenodon is found in this region. So we find number of tailed amphibians, apodon, rana species, hyla, the toads found in this region. So making it very specific in Australian subcontinent. And these animal creatures are residing, or they have been adapted according to the climatic conditions, according to the adaptations of the harsh weathers. As we can see, Palaearctic region having very harsh regions, very harsh climatic conditions in the North Pole, Nearctic regions and the Neotropical regions have indeed a very harsh climatic regions. When we come to Neotropical region, we have a temperate climatic conditions, and we can find a rich biodiversity in Neotropical region, where Amazon forest, there are number of forest regions like Amazon forest, the Chile, the countries like Chile, Brazil. So these countries inhabit a rich biodiversity, and number of animals are like specific to these regions. And as we know, the Oriental or the tropical region, Oriental regions and the Ethiopian regions have a very rich diversity in terms of number of animals like elephants, snakes, and then amphibians, reptiles, which constitute the tropical zones, inhabiting number of reptiles, mammals, and Australian region making it very specific regarding the primitive organisms, primitive mammals, primitive we can also find primitive or the flightless birds and the primitive mammals in this particular region. So this regions have their unique characteristic regions based on the climatic condition, and some of the animals which are endemic and prominent. We can find zebras and giraffe in some parts of the world like Africa, and there are number of creatures like polar bear, and we find seals inhabiting the northern regions or the Nearctic region or the Palaearctic region, or near the Arctic regions, the Greenland. We find reindeers, we find beaver dogs in the China. There are some organisms like pandas and sloth bear, which are also characteristics of the cool regions. So these regions give a unique inhabitant to the climatic conditions, and knowledge of these regions help us to know about the prevention and conservation of these species, specifically the flightless birds. The flightless birds are very confined to different regions of the world, and three major flightless birds which are found in different parts of these regions are the ostrich, we find kiwis, cassowaries, and we find Rhea americana, which are specifically found in these different regions. Having adapted to those climatic conditions, these are the birds where the approach to conservation, approach to these kind of conservation of animals are to be done. So zoogeographical regions give a orientation about the animals in the different parts of the world, constituting the 6 major areas: Palaearctic, Nearctic, Neotropical, Oriental, Australian, and Ethiopian regions. And having a look at the distribution, we find different animals according to their adaptation distributed throughout the world. So this makes the animals having their own specificity in their adaptation to the different regions of the world, and their adaptation has a physiological effect, and also these animals have oriented according to the landmark regarding the different regions of the world. So coming to the distinct animal life found in the different parts of the world, zoogeographical regions have a rich fauna present, having these fauna specific regarding the different regions of the world, and some fauna are also endemic to these particular regions, and having a varied array of animals found in specific regions of the world, starting from Palaearctic region, Nearctic region, Neotropical region, Oriental, Ethiopian and Australian region. So the spread of Palaearctic region is in the Europe, Mediterranean region, Siberian, Manchurial region. So as we can see, these regions are above the tropical region, and many areas are the regions having the cool climatic condition. Nearctic region also comprises of Canadian region, Rocky Mountain and Allegheny and Californian region. So there are the animals like polar bear, and the animals have been adapted in these regions having cool climatic condition, the cool desert, rocky mountains, and some parts of it are the tropical regions, which are some of the animals like which are found in the Nearctic region. So these animals are various birds, hummingbirds, and then opossum. As we have discussed opossum, some of the characteristic animals are the marsupial animals in this particular region. So apart from this, prairie dogs and polar bears are specifically found in the Neotropical region. So after this, we find the flightless birds found in the Oriental region, and we also find the flightless birds found in the Ethiopian region. So having a look at the rich fauna of the vertebrates, starting with the fishes and mammals, as we can see, varied mammals are present. So different vertebrates like the fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals have a different set of characteristic features found in different geographical zones. So amphibians having the apodont characteristics, the aneurin characteristics have been distributed throughout the different geographical regions, and we find the reptiles constituting the crocodiles, snakes and the lizards. These we find specific reptiles found in specific parts of the world. Besides the birds, some of the specific birds are the flightless birds, which are found in different parts of the world, and these are also endemic to those parts of the world. So among the mammals, we find a rich biodiversity of mammals found, with some of the mammals which are characteristic of specific regions of the world. So finally, when we have a look at the different zoogeographical region, it displays a rich fauna adapted to the different regions of the world. So by this I would like to conclude the 6 different zoogeographical regions, giving a characteristic feature of the faunal characteristic and adaptation to this region, making them a unique in their specificity of living creatures in that particular region. So by this I would like to conclude the zoogeographical regions, and we'll be getting to know about some more important aspects of this particular topic in the further classes.